Before he came around, there was no Marvel Entertainment. Well, not really. An actor who's so good at creating the characters that he portrays that even Joss Whedon said, you know what? Forget the script, go ahead and improvise. But before he was the franchise maker for Iron Man and Sherlock Holmes, he had some success with other films. In honor of the latest film in the Iron Man legacy, let's take a look at the top 5 Robert Downey Jr. films that aren't part of a franchise in this, The Real School Countdown. Number 5, The Singing Detective. One thing you can say about Downey's career is he's never afraid to take chances. And neither am I, so here's my wild card. Based off the 80s British series starring Michael Gambon, the film adaptation stars an eclectic cast, including Robin Wright, Katie Holmes, and even Mel Gibson. What's great about this film is that even though it's an adaptation or a remake, it's just so original from anything else out there in the movie world. If you haven't seen it before, you gotta check it out. It is a film about a man in chronic pain who loses himself in neo-noir fantasy sequences and musical numbers. Another interesting thing to note is that even though you may not agree with their lifestyle choices, both Downey and Gibson give amazing, eccentric performances. Number 4, Tropic Thunder. Not my favorite comedy by any means, but Downey's performance is absolutely unforgettable and one of a kind. Are we ever going to see an American playing an Australian playing an African American again? And while Jack Black was Jack Black and Ben Stiller was Ben Stiller, not sure if Stiller went full retard or not, Downey actually got an Oscar nomination for his role as Kurt Lazarus. Think about that. His performance was so good in this lowbrow comedy, he almost won an Oscar for it. Number 3, Chaplin. Speaking of Oscar nomination, Downey got arguably his first taste of critical success when he portrayed the controversial silent film icon. With talented filmmaker Richard Attenborough behind the camera, Downey silenced all his critics who didn't think that he had the dramatic skills to pull off this biopic. I seriously think this is the first time he was taken seriously, as not only did he garner an Oscar nod, but he won the BAFTA for Best Actor. Number 2, Wonder Boys. I challenge anyone to tell me they don't like this film. Curtis Hanson has proven to be one of the best American filmmakers, and he once again brings us a quirky, beautiful, and music-driven dramedy. This is actually one of my favorite films of all time, and not just because it's about an English teacher. It is extremely well-written, funny, and very heartfelt. The only reason that this is number 2 is because Downey, as solid as his performance is, gets lost in this unparalleled ensemble piece. Michael Douglas, Frances McDormand, Tobey Maguire, and even Katie Holmes give tremendous performances. And at the very least, if you haven't seen it, once you see it, you can say, I've watched a film where Spider-Man and Iron Man hook up. Number 1, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. The first team up between Shane Black and Robert Downey Jr., this film proved that Black's writing skills didn't peak with the Lethal Weapon franchise. This high-paced, witty, and twist-filled murder mystery is a breath of fresh air, while at the same time paying homage to the classic noir detective films. It's hard to argue that Downey and Val Kilmer didn't make a great team, as their comedic timing and chemistry was unparalleled, and it makes you want to watch the film again and again. And Downey shows us that once again he could take on any genre that somebody throws at him. Buddy cop movie, action, drama, comedy, noir. The first time I saw this movie, I was blown away, and that doesn't happen very often. Agree or disagree with my picks? Leave your choices for top 5 in the comments section below. And by the way, I know for a fact there's an Oliver Stone superfan already watching, so Natural Born Killers, that'll be covered. So until next time, school's out.